Alright, so we're on to episode 20 of Dragon Ball Super, and this episode is called Warning from Jaco. Frieza and 1,000 soldiers are fast approaching. Okay, so this episode picks up right where the last one left off with Frieza being freshly revived. And what happens is we get a long scene. It is very, very, very close in dialogue to the resurrection of Frieza, where Frieza is, talking with these damn fools who brought him back. Sorbet introduces himself, and Frieza appears to vaguely remember him. Frieza asks what happened with his father, and they say that they weren't able to revive him. And Frieza says, "Well, good. He's bossy. I don't want him around. Don't revive him." And they're like, okay, Frieza-sama." And then Frieza basically says, like, okay, gotta get my motherfucking Revenga. And the one dude, Tacoma, basically starts talking back, and he's like, whoa, 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 chill, chill, chill. They're, like, way stronger. And then Frieza, it is actually pretty interesting. Rather than Frieza just outright killing him, Frieza shoots each one of his limbs with, Frieza's finger beam. And he falls to the ground, and Frieza goes, "Killing you would be so boring, so I just want you to lay there for the rest of your life." And it's like, oh god, Frieza, damn. Another line of dialogue that Sorbet said was, he says that a lot of the warriors they've got there, Tacoma, and what's the guy, the devil-looking guy with the horns? His name's like Shigami or something like that. Sorbet says that they're both about as strong as Zarbon and Dodoria, or at least, in rank that high, and Frieza kind of scoffs at that. Then, when Sorbet starts going into detail how strong Goku has become, mentioning that Goku defeated Majin Buu, Frieza recognizes that name, and Frieza says that once upon a time, King Cold had told Frieza, "Yo, son, do not fuck with the God of Destruction Beerus, and do not fuck with Majin Buu." So Frieza is a little impressed, but Frieza himself says, this makes it a little more exciting, which is interesting because, Frieza, you didn't see a whole lot of, Frieza being excited for the battle. Like, in Dragon Ball Z, Frieza was just kind of like, cold and killing, and not really so much like Goku, where just getting excited to fight. Then Frieza begins talking about how he was naturally gifted from birth, and so he never did any training because he didn't feel the need to. And so now he's going to begin his training to get stronger, and we know where that eventually will go. And he does mention that he's going to train serious for the next 4 months and see exactly where that takes him. Then it cuts over to Goku and Vegeta, who are doing some training, some sparring matches. Right at this moment, they look to be completely dead even. Whis is doing a little coaching for him, telling him to keep their energy in check, not let it flow out of them so that the enemy can't, pick up on it. But I'm like, whoa, whoa, Whis. First off, you can chill out with that because, when you go into the sick-ass Super Saiyan transformations and stuff, I need to see that sexy aura, okay? The very nice yellow and, probably pretty soon blue aura. I need that exploding off of them like Rick James, okay? That just needs to happen. Now, what happens is, so Vegeta and Goku, they go in for a punch, and they, just the normal clash we've seen a million times in, like, DBZ. And, like, a wave of blue appears, and you see, like, some blue kind of, like, sparkles go by, and Goku and Vegeta are both a little, like, surprised, and, like, they're looking at their fists. And then it cuts into Whis, and, like, he's singing to himself, like, they've come really far really quickly. No wonder Beerus chose them. So this looks like this is going to be it as far as like being introduced to the Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan, or Super Saiyan Blue, or whatever you want to say. It kind of looks like this is going to be the first hint of that. And then Beerus, shows up. He'd woken up, and, he begins having a comical discussion with Goku and Vegeta about why are you guys here? And, like, they tell him that, we're just here to get stronger. And then Beerus gets suspicious of Whis, like, so you've been getting food. How come I'm not getting food? Where is this food? And Whis, it's like a long, funny dialogue scene. After this, a little notification pops up on screen that 4 months have passed already. So things are going unbelievably fast paced. I'm a little surprised. This is not normally what anime is like. So this does make me a little curious on if they're wondering if Dragon Ball Super is not going to do so good, or if it's because, correct me if I'm wrong, if any of you guys know this, but Dragon Ball Super is running concurrently with the manga, right? It's not being adapted straight from the manga, so maybe that's one reason the show is moving at such a quick pace, but it's very, very surprising. The other thing, too, is that since 4 months have already passed, very, very clearly we're not actually going to see Goku and Vegeta, like, introduced to the Super Saiyan Blue. Once the fighting starts, they're just going to be able to activate on the spot, which is a little disappointing. And also, we're not going to get, like, a real... Like, maybe the Super Saiyan Blue is not connected to Super Saiyan God traditionally, as far as, like, I was thinking. Like, I thought it was just, like, the next stage up. Like, you don't necessarily have that godly status, but you still have the god energy. Like, that's where Goku had started to get really strong towards the end of the fight with Beerus. And it looks like that may not be the case. The Super Saiyan Blue might just be the Super Saiyan form they take after they, like, a Saiyan reaches a certain level of strength or something. I'm sure it'll be explained, hopefully not poorly. But anyway, so 4 months have passed. Jaco shows up, the Galactic Patrolman. He's pretty funny. Immediately he's talking with Goten and Trunks, and he explains how he needs to, talk to Bulma, and Trunks and Goten then go get Bulma for Jaco. After this, a lot of things get talked about. Jaco says that he wants to meet the person who defeated Frieza, and Bulma elaborates and tells him that there was 2 people. One is her son Trunks, and Jaco is kind of like surprised, like, this child beat Frieza? And, she explains, like, no, it's my son who came from the future. And he's like, whoa, you're just saying that all casually, that's a serious crime. And Bulma's like, whatever, I don't give a damn. And at this point, Goten and Trunks are playing around in Jaco's ship, which is going to become very relevant in a second when they actually, like, they start it and it goes into, like, a pond that they're standing next to, obviously ruining it, because Jaco explains to Bulma that Frieza is on his way with 1,000 soldiers, and Bulma's like, oh shit, like, we gotta contact Goku and stuff. How long is it gonna be till Frieza gets here? A week? 9 or 10 days? And Jaco goes, oh, it'll be in about an hour, but I'm gonna be leaving, though. I don't want to die. And that's why, like, so obviously he's not gonna be able to leave, because Goten and Trunks fucked his ship up. So that's how he's going to be able to actually join in on the battle. Now, Bulma is not so, worried about Frieza, obviously, because, Goku and Vegeta killed Frieza a bajillion years ago, back when they were both a lot weaker. But Jaco does say he suspects that the human race will be annihilated. And so Bulma goes and gets a treat out and just holds it in the air, saying, like, Whis, I've got a new surprise for you, got a new treat. Obviously, just trying to get Whis' attention, but obviously, from the movie Resurrection of Frieza, it's probably not going to be for a little while before Whis will get the signal. So in the meantime, Bulma decides to contact, the other, I don't know what you want, the Z Fighters, I guess? That's never really been, like, a term that's actually been said. That's just kind of like, it seems that's what the Funimation dub put on it. But Z Fighters does work relatively well. That seems like a fine name, actually, for them. You see, she calls Krillin, and you see Krillin answer the phone, and at first he's all like, I'm at work, but then real quick he's like, oh shit, better, go handle this. And he does think to himself, like, you don't ever die to someone twice in the same lifetime, right? That's not a thing. And he goes home and he gets his hair cut by Android 18, and he changes into, his normal fighting gi from, the Cell Saga and previous, the normal Master Roshi training gi. Then Krillin says a couple of interesting things. First, I believe Android 18 asks, like, I should come, because my power is a lot stronger, and I'm sitting here nodding my head like, yes, Android 18, you indeed should come, and Krillin goes, no, I want you to stay here and protect Marin, which is fucking dumb, Krillin, okay, that's fucking stupid, and then Krillin goes, it'll be okay, because we have Majin Buu and Gohan, we'll be good with them. Even though, Goku and Vegeta are on Beerus' planet, they know this. They talk about that too. Like, so they're not there, but we'll be okay because we've got Gohan and Majin Buu. So I'm like, okay, that's fine. And then you see Krillin flies off, and then immediately the next scene, you see Krillin has got Master Roshi on his back, Gohan and Piccolo fly up, and then Tien flies up as well. But I'm sitting here screaming, yo, where the fuck is Majin Buu? Okay, in the Resurrection of Frieza movie, Buu was not there. Why is he not here? Trunks and Goten. Now, Bulma, at one point, it was kind of like a throwaway line of dialogue where Bulma told Trunks and Goten to go to their room. But I kind of think Trunks and Goten should fucking be out there because Gotenks can handle his own, okay? Gotenks is not weak. Like Yamcha, I can understand why Yamcha's not out there. Chaozu, obviously, because although, shit, I'd like it if Chaozu was out there, because Chaozu get fucked up. Some of the best, most emotional moments in early Dragon Ball Z and late Dragon Ball was, Tien and Chaozu's relationship. Like, really, a lot of the drama in Dragon Ball Z is just based off when Chaozu gets his ass owned and Tien's reaction from it. So just for that reason, I'd like to see Chaozu out there. But again, another thing I do really like is the fact that Master Roshi is actually getting some screen time. Because think back when the last time Master Roshi fought for real was. What was actually Master Roshi's last fight? Master Roshi's last fight was King Piccolo, isn't it? Yeah, the last time Master Roshi fights is when he's killed against King Piccolo in, like, episode 100 of, Dragon Ball. Not Dragon Ball Z, but Dragon Ball. Because then in the next tournament, he doesn't compete, and then he never fights anyone in Dragon Ball Z. So this is going to be Master Roshi's first battle in quite a while. And then right there at the end of the episode, Frieza is arriving. And one thing that is pretty interesting is Sorbet says even if we kill them, they can just be resurrected with the Dragon Balls. And Frieza menacingly says, like, I've got a plan. I'm curious to see, like, what exactly that's going to be. And then in a scene for the next episode, looks like it's just going to be, the beginning of the fighting. Tien, Krillin, Piccolo, Gohan, and Master Roshi against Frieza's 1,000-soldier army. So at least we're getting back to the fighting already. Dragon Ball Super is moving by very quickly. I mean, at this rate, there might only be 10, episodes left before they get past the Resurrection of Frieza's storyline and get on to new stuff.